Stage fright, nerves, performance anxiety, call it what you will. These are the sort of things that most musicians are going to have to deal with at some point or another. And unfortunately, there is no magic easy button that you can press and make it go away. But understanding a few simple things is a great start and actually can make a huge difference to your experience. And the first thing that you need to understand is that nerves are a normal and healthy response. They may not be coming at the right time. They were not really designed to kick in when you appear in a performance situation, but they don't mean that there's anything wrong with you. In fact, it's a good sign that your body and all your makeup is actually working properly. So the thing to do is stop feeling that you should be able to be calm and stop fighting the nerves and accept they're there. You don't have to like them, but accept here they are, that's okay, because it's when you feel I should be calm that you can get into a real downward spiral. You think I should be calm, but you're not, so that makes you more anxious, and because you think you should be calm, that goes round and round. So just accepting that nerves are fine doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. You don't have to like them. That's the first start. And the second thing that you need to understand is that the physical symptoms you get from nerves are typically actually not an issue. So all the things like a racing heart, sweaty palms, perhaps shaking limbs, all that sort of stuff, it doesn't feel nice. But what's going on here is there's a release of neurochemicals and some hormones and things, and these drive changes in your body. And they feel unpleasant, but they're actually not making things worse. In fact, if you think about it, the reason they're released is they are designed to key you up to perform at your best in a dangerous situation. As we've said already, performance on stage is not that dangerous situation, but actually when you look at it, these things that happen, they are actually giving you the ability to do all sorts of stuff. So things like to focus more intently, better pattern recognition. There are various things that are going on that these chemicals bring out that can actually be really helpful for you. So even better if you can, rather than just saying, okay, nerves are here, I wish they weren't, but I accept it, that was the first step. You can perhaps even embrace it. Say, okay, this is my body gearing up to perform its best, at its best. And so that's what we're looking for. And a great way to do this is to reframe nerves as excitement. Think, I am excited, because the big problem is the physical response is actually the same for excitement and for pressure, for nerves. What's different is the emotional component on top. So you've got all these hormones, these neurochemicals zooming around your body, and you think, I'm excited. That puts you in a great place to perform. If you've got that happening and same physical response and you think, I'm nervous, that puts you in a bad state. So yeah, the physical side of things can be really good. I mean, just an example of this, think about, if you like them, going on a roller coaster. Those symptoms, the butterflies in the stomach, all those sorts of things, they're actually pretty similar to being nervous, but people absolutely love that. And so it's that difference in perception. Roller coaster is seen as good, all the other things are seen as bad. And the third thing that you need to understand is that performance nerves will disappear completely if you click the like button below this video. Okay, that's obviously not true, but I would genuinely appreciate it if you like this video, assuming you're finding it useful, of course. Thanks. And the third thing that you need to understand is that this stuff is trainable. By that, I mean you can train yourself both to feel less nervous in the first place, but also to react better, to perform better when nerves are there. So when you go further than just kind of thinking I'm excited, you deliberately train this. There are ways that you can actually harness that excitement, harness those changes in your body to perform better than you would do if you weren't, well, nervous for want of a better word, but hopefully you'll be talking about excited. And two things in particular we can do here. And the first is probably more about getting less nervous in the first place. And that is changing your mindset. And I've got a guide that will tell you a lot more about this. Great mindsets that the top performers all share. And if you want to get that, I'll put a link in the description below. But the other thing that you can really do is get used to playing in a performance context, in a pressure context, because we talked earlier about the fact that there's all sorts of different hormones, neurochemicals going around your body. And the problem is not that they're bad, it's that you're not used to playing in these situations. So it's just unfamiliar. And this can have a massive transformative effect when you just do a little bit of this. So, for example, in my program, Unlock Your Performance, where we go into a lot of this, I get people to make recordings every week for 6 weeks under conditions that I set them that put in a whole load of pressure. And people don't like this at first, but it makes a big difference. And one particular student, I remember, started off doing this, totally petrified about having to record himself for the first week, really unhappy with it. Oh, do I even dare share the recording? All that sort of stuff. Fast forward to 6 weeks later, and for the 6th week, I get people deliberately to challenge themselves, to kind of deliberately say, bring it on, let's make it really hard for myself. And people choose a lot of different things to do this. But this guy had a fantastic one. He decided to go and record his final performance recording in a piano showroom in a really busy, large shopping centre. And so he walks right into this piano shop, finds a great big, impressive looking grand piano right near the front by the big window. So not only everyone in the shop can see him doing this and hear it, anyone walking past is able to look in and see him. Sits down there, phone out, sets it to record, starts playing, not just one piece, he actually plays 2 pieces, and done. And this was a guy who 6 weeks before had no intention of doing any of this, had to be really pressured, if you like, to record himself at all at home. And that's the change that's possible in 6 weeks of just getting yourself comfortable with these things. Now, he was going through all the stuff in my program, so he had some coaching on this. He had some specific exercises to do in those recordings across the 6 weeks. But the point is that, you know, if you want that stuff, great, it's really helpful. But even if you were just to do this for yourself with no particular structure, but just put yourself in that situation more often, you will find it makes a huge difference to how comfortable you feel, how well you deal with all these things. So, as I said right at the start of the video, just having those 3 different understandings will make a huge difference to how you experience nerves. It comes up in the future, and they will probably mean that you experience less of them. But if you'd like something else quick and practical and very effective that you can do, then check out my video on a simple neuroscience tip to calm performance nerves next. And if you'd like the special practice and performance tips that I only share with subscribers, then head on over to playinthezone.com and sign up for the emails. They're free. I've been Morley-Fletcher. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.